Welcome to Let's Play Rule the Waves 3 as Germany, starting in 1935. It's March 1947, and we are in a double war. Britain and France have come together to gang up on us. Britain's also involved in a war with Japan, and there's every risk that Italy, that has, warm, fluffy feelings towards us and negative feelings towards the Anglo-French alliance, may join in as well. Soon-ish. I hope so, because I could do with the Italian fleet. It's pretty handy and pretty good. Let's have a look at the current situation. Just zoom in there. And I want to draw your attention to this little detail. German ships, 2 battle cruisers, heavy cruisers, 6 light cruisers, 5 carriers. Most of the fleet doing pretty well. British ships, 2 light cruisers. Hello? What's happened to all their battleships and battle cruisers? Well, I think they're mainly in repair. I haven't looked around all the sea zones. There might be one gadding around somewhere in distant waters, but here they're not around. However, the French have deployed the bulk of their fleet, 4 battle cruisers. There's a 5th over in the Mediterranean, but we may well find our first battle against the French in northern waters. Let's just close that and see what we can see about the French Navy, which, to be honest, I haven't paid a huge amount of attention to. So here we have the Strasbourg class, which seems a perfectly nice, modern 8-15-inch, 10.5-inch belt. Mind you, 32 knots, pretty nifty. The Dunkirk, which is 32 knots, 12-inch belt, and 8 16-inch. So, yeah, okay, they're pretty meaty. Respect to them. And that's it. So a very homogeneous force of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can only see 5. Again, they may have one gadding around somewhere in distant waters. Their carriers, 46, 46, 46. And their light carriers, 28s and 30 aircraft, respectively. So smaller air complements than us, unless, of course, these carriers have been converted to take light jet fighters, which on a displacement of 17,800, I think probably not. So large numbers, but weak air complements for the French carriers. So yeah, that's pretty exciting. So let's, just have a quick think before we go around the big button. Of course, the big news is Unrest 7. We so need a good Prestige 2 decisive victory over the Allies to really bring things on. The monthly balance is at now minus 7,000, which is going well. If we have a look at the ships under construction, we are going to get the heavy cruisers in 3 months' time and a pile of corvettes in 2 months' time. So that's going to stay true for a while. And of course, if we sort on status and have a look at the repairs, we've got a destroyer and another destroyer in long-term repair, the Scharnhorst, a couple of months, and then everything else in a month, including the Gneisenauer and a couple of more battle cruisers. So yeah, we're a bit down on battle cruisers as well. But if we go back to here, yeah, we've got 2, but that's 2 more than the British have. So we just have to hope that we don't bump into the French. I am taking a note of how the submarine war is going, and we'll probably have a look at this at the end of this month. But first, let's press the big turn button and see what we get, and we get a carrier battle. Now, on a side note, compared to that anemic war with the Soviet Union, when they just sent out cruisers after cruisers and never sent out their battle fleet to be destroyed by me, this at least has been a much more active war. So we've got some battle cruisers and our carriers, and they seem to have just their carriers. I wonder if they will decline, generate this battle. And here we are, and they've accepted. Admiral Neitzel has passed his check. So we can rearrange the force and add a ship. I doubt that we have ships to add. So we have a carrier force. Right. And so we have no battle cruisers with us it's purely a carrier. Oh, no, there it is. The Rijksgraaf and the Von der Tann are in the carrier force. So one homogeneous force. So the good news is we've got all 5 of our carriers available, and we've converted over to light jet fighters, although that might have an impact on pilot quality. I've had a look, and I can add a heavy cruiser, the Lutzow, to the 2 battle cruisers, so why wouldn't I? And let's accept that. Do we want to lay? Yep. I think the cancel button is irrelevant there. It says they have been laid. Okay, cancel. Well, they've been done. Attack enemy ships? Yes, why wouldn't we? So let's have a look at this. I've arranged the pre-battle checklist to keep me honest and let you see what I'm doing. So time of day, it's daylight. Dusk will be at 5:15 in the afternoon. So we get 9 hours and 40 minutes of battle, or 580 minutes, which is interesting because the battle length is 1,800. So that implies that this is going to be a daytime, nighttime, daytime kind of a battle. It's 7:30 in the morning, so hopefully everybody's had their breakfast by now. The visibility is 14,350. That's not particularly much. We can see that the wind is coming from the northeast in that direction. Indeed, we are sailing pretty much into the wind, so that's handy. Sea state limits ship operations and weather limits air operations. That might be a slight spanner in the carrier battle works. Just saying. So yeah, let's actually just have a look at one of the ships and see what that says. So speed limited to 22 knots. Now we've seen 22 knots before, and it's just limited float planes rather than carrier, but this is limits air operations. So yeah, this limits everything. Okay. Let's zoom out and see where we are. Okay, well, we're very handily, pretty much mid-distance between our base at Bergen and the Shetland Isles over here. And we're heading up into the Norwegian Sea. Okay. Let's just see where we could have done a bit of searching. So yeah, it expects the British fleet to be north of us, which is interesting. But no air operations currently, which could mean, of course, they're really close already. How that would go for the British fleet if the British don't have any battleships is an interesting question. Of course, it could be the French fleet. So our order of battle, we have the first carriers and cruisers and the second carriers and destroyers and cruisers and the 2 battle cruisers and their heavy cruiser friend, and then a whole set of destroyers, and then nothing else. So the Von Richthofen appears to be the flagship. So I've just slightly adjusted, and let's see what we can see, which might not be very much. Brace yourselves. And they had a nice tidy formation, and now they've all gone a little bit all over the place. So I've set the Rijksgraaf and the Von der Tann to be scouts. Change that to maybe line abreast. That's more of a scouty kind of thing, just in case we bump into something unpleasant. And I'm just pushing it on for 5 minutes. And again. So nothing at all. And really, this is all we can do until such time as we spot the enemy. There go the Von der Tann and the Lutzow to assume a scout line. Okay, well, we didn't hit anything immediately, so I'm going to set it to auto run and see what we see until I either see the air operations change or something else happens. But no reports as yet. Not sure why the battle cruisers are suddenly zooming off to port. Oh, well, they all seem to be enjoying themselves. Let's just double click on this. Still 22 knots. Cruising at 18. Let's just bring that down to 16. No need to rush. So, yeah, there we all are. Not seeing any reports of land-based air reconnaissance, as that's often a good indication, because this often doesn't say when it changes the weather limitations, it just removes the thing. So often the first time you spot it is when you see launches of land-based air. But currently nothing. Let's push the game speed up to ultra fast. And let's just have a slightly stormy procession up into the Norwegian Sea. I'm kind of thinking this might be a bust. Bludgeoning around the... oh, hang on. That was definitely some little planes and things zooming off. Yes. So we have cap. Okay, that's another. We have jet cap, actually, to be precise. So let's go back here. Check on this. That's funny. So the speed's gone down to 18 knots, but cap has been launched and weather limits air operations. So whether there was like a teeny little brief window and then that's all gone, I don't know. Let's zoom out. I mean, clearly it's now light rain. Let's have a little look at what we would have won. Okay, let's do a search like this. So just 5 planes. I could search up here, but honestly, if search planes are allowed to take off, then the planes on Trondheim should fill in that gap pretty easily. 300 miles. Remember, our strike distance is about 250 if they're going to be escorted, and they are. 2-phase search. Yep, let's see if they get launched in any... there's this. They have been launched. Let's just... yeah, some dive bombers are out searching. Okay. Well, let's see if that detects anything. Let's go 9. Flug 1 has been spotted by enemy aircraft. It's funny that the game gives you messages for most things, but doesn't highlight quite an important message like that. So I'm just moving it 1 minute at a time, quickly, just in case any of these messages get missed. Well, that's not doing anything. So obviously a British reconnaissance plane has sighted us from somewhere or other. Let's go back up to 9 minutes. Cap return on bad weather. Still 18. Daylight sighting range is now 7,750. I mean, that is very, very murky. So still light rain, high winds though. So that will be that. Right, our first report. Let's see where that one is. Aha! 2 destroyers sailing west-southwest. Yep. The distance from us to them is 75 miles. What to do with that? Tricky. Let's plow on. I'm not going to chase a couple of destroyers. Temperamental engines. Go back to the search. Yeah, it's still giving us that kind of vector. I'm going to turn the fleet directly into the winds. Whoa, we seem to have gone up to a speed 29, which is, I don't remember ordering that. I thought we were doing a nice sedate 16. Let's even bring it to 14. Oh, no, it really wants... Ah, a second report. Didn't see that one. Ah, ha, 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 ha. Well, I mean, that's great. And it's only 67 miles away. But speed limited to 18 knots and weather limits air operations. Yep. So if I go to, funny it says limits, it'd be better if it said prohibits, because that's what it really means. Weather does not permit aircraft launches. That's a bit of a limitation. Now, do I prepare a strike? The daylight sighting range is now 5,700 so with high winds. So again, really closing in. Nasty, nasty weather. So I'm probably going to say no. Let's just see if we get another report at all. Supermarine Gladiator, cap return on bad weather. Oh, so it's giving us British cap reports. Okay. So I want to run to the, well, let me show you. So I want to run to the south towards Bergen whilst it's prohibiting us from having weather, so that at any point we can zoom back up north and launch strikes if necessary whilst sailing back into the wind, rather than going further and further and further up into the Norwegian Sea and the distance increasing from these guys. So that's the plan. Let's hope the fleet allows me to do that. Let's just see. Turn south. Oh. Wow, has it really been that long? Yep, the time has just gone 17 minutes past 5, so dusk it is. Okay, so that's definitely, please turn that way. Yes, it's turning that way, and then not. Yep. Okay, so it's nighttime. We should be fine. Filthy weather. The sea state is still horrible. I can only tell by the day sighting range, so it's varying between, oops, gone down to 4,000 daylight, 2,000, my goodness. I mean, that's, you know, nighttime kind of setting. So that's a good way of indicating what the weather is like. Speed limited to 20 knots. Okay, we're running with the storm. 14 knots, so very nice economical speed. Let's just check how much of nighttime we have. Another 6 hours. Okay. So there we go. Oops, we've lost some destroyers in this filthy weather. Not surprising. Has that cheered up the weather a little bit? Nope, 20 knots. Stay friendly. Let's go find where on earth our battle cruisers are. Come out, wherever you are. Well, there's the Von der Tann. Let's go to the division. Take it off AI control. Let's take this to line ahead. Let's go to independent and then see what we can see. it can't be enemy because surely it would have just told us. It's probably just a merchant or a corvette. It's outside of our control again. You'd hope so. Who are you? It's a corvette, right? Unsurprising. Back to the main mission, and 3.5 hours of nighttime. So let's carry on to get to this kind of position and see if that leaves us in a good morning time position to intercept any fleet operations over here. We've used up over 1,200 of our 1,800 minutes of battle time. And here comes dawn. Let's just see, are we still in filthy weather? We're still in filthy weather, so flight operations limited. Let us have a look at this. So it's still trying to take us in a northerly direction, but I'm concerned about this space over Shetland, so I'm just going to adjust. So I'm going to go for this 6-plane search pattern. It would be picked up by or reinforced by planes from Trondheim, Bergen and Stavanger. And let's carry on 9 minutes at a time. The daylight sighting range is currently 11,000. So even at 16 knots, ships can't keep up and have been detached. I was so focused on the battle, I forgot to take the checklist away. So I'm thinking of returning the fleet to port. I do not want my destroyers damaged. I lost a destroyer to it foundering in bad weather. Admittedly, that was with the help of a 1,000-pound bomb hit. But, you know, sailing around in stormy weather is not optimal. So I'm just going to give it a few minutes. The time currently is 6:30. Everyone's going to be tired. They're going to be hungry. Or is that just me? Okay. I haven't had breakfast either yet. So just take it up to sort of 8 o'clock. And if nothing appears, if no, okay. Readying strikes from the air stations. Okay, well, I mean, good to know. And yet, you see, you have to watch it so carefully. Speed's still 20 knots, but now the sea, it's hidden by me, silly. Let me take my face off. Sea state limits float plane operations. Now, I mean, that is a crucial piece of information, really. The game warns you about all sorts of things, but a crucial thing like that, if I wasn't watching the log carefully, I'd have no idea that that had happened. Right, so let us go and ready some strikes. So have these happened? I'm not sure, but we'll press OK to make that happen. And then let us go and have a look at some strike packages. Okay, I've just done some auto strikes. Someone pointed out this button to me, which I'd missed forever. It's really useful. So I'm going to ready the strike. I noticed the light jet fighter here is good. So actually that's a better pilot quality than I expected. So that's excellent. And yeah, so they are readying. Hooray. Oh, and let's go to the second carriers before I completely forget that and do the same. And let's get them ready as well. So all we need to do is find somebody. So let's carry on 9 minutes. So we've got some recons taking off. And formations, they get ready pretty quickly. I mean, I'm doing 9 minutes at a time, but still. So that's pretty much everybody. And yeah, just no reports anywhere yet. By the time I get parallel to Stavanger, I'm going to turn. Obviously, I would turn whenever I start to launch. Hello, some major strikes. So what have we got? Ooh, 3 carriers and reportedly 2 carriers. Okay, let's try not to get too excited. I'm very excited. So let us target the 3 carriers with this lot and launch strikes. Select ready and launch. Yes, actually, I nearly launched again without setting my target. That's right, I can feel you slapping my wrist from here. And coordinated strike would seem to be a good thing. Yeah, it would significantly impact the time from time to target at 9 to time to target at 11. Wow, that is a lot. Let's see if I reduce the number in going all at once. Yeah, so if I coordinate it by carrier, it goes from nearly 9 o'clock to just after 9 o'clock. So let's launch them and then get the next set of readies, those 3, and launch them, and then get the final set of readies and launch them. If I have them as one big giant group, coordinating them takes nearly 2 hours. But if I do them carrier by carrier, they actually gain those 2 hours and sort of arrive over the target at pretty much the same time anyhow. Okay, so that's those. And then if we go over to the second flug and go for ready, ready, and ready off the Passival, and we will do them on the second carrier report, not that it's terribly far away, and launch them, and then ready, 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 and ready from the Otto Liethenthal, and launch them. And may the gods of carrier warfare be with us. So the first thing to do, obviously, is turn into the wind. I mean, it will do it automatically. And the speed was 20 knots. So let's take everybody up to 20 knots. I would dearly love to be able to detach my battleships. And yeah, let's carry on. So the time is now 8:15. And we've got some more reports. It's a shame, with all these preferences, that there isn't a preference, for example, of report carrier or battleship air reconnaissance sighting to just clue us. But clearly, 2 carriers at 7:30, 3 carriers at 7:30, 2 carriers at 7:42, 1 carrier time unknown. So yeah, there could be some here, some there. They may be alternate divisions, but at least they are my planes, hooray, streaming out in various groups to do that. So let's carry on and see if that does anything. And we have started to engage. Well, that's as nice a cap message as you can have. So first of all, 8 friendly AVs, Blossom Booms 147s, my stalwart piston engine fighter, attack 9 gladiators, shooting down a gladiator and damaging a gladiator. Then 9 gladiators of the cap attacks my escort with a gladiator, 2 gladiators, no, a gladiator damaged, a gladiator shot down, and 1 of mine damaged. And then 6 swordfish fighters attack my escort, shooting down. Also, and one of mine shoots down a swordfish. Hard to read because it sort of goes backwards and forwards. Never mind. I can't complain. Mustn't grumble. Oh, and there we go. Lots more goodness going on. It was so much easier if this was color-coded. So the enemy damages one of my fighters, and then their gladiators shoots down 2 torpedo bombers, but the torpedo bombers shoot down 2 gladiators. Go Junkers 160s. The enemy shoots down a couple of my fighters. The enemy shoots down another fighter. And one of the dive bombers shoots down a fighter. It's all mixing up. It's all mixing up. 7 of my Focke-Wulf 157 dive bombers attacks the enemy. Let's wish them well. Much more shooting down of stuff. And in go a couple of torpedo bombers. Obviously, this will be the hardest of the attacks against the maximum of British caps. Assume it's the British. More capping going on. So those initial attacks didn't do anything. Here comes some more dive bombers. And some more. And some more. So they've actually got through 6 torpedo bombers from Manfred from the Richthofen, the flagship, torpedo an enemy CVL. Well done, chaps. Bit of flak. And here we go. So there we go, unsighted hit by torpedo. Excellent. More stuff happening. And, oof, wow. Mystery plane, missiles, mystery ship. Cross fingers, that's a thing. 5 torpedo bombers from Peter Strasser, torpedo bomb enemy CV. Good luck with that. And a torpedo. This could be going well. Very well. At least one would hope so. Who cares about that? So delete errant destroyer. The rest of these reports are all... So there is this northern one that I probably should be taking account of. So let's have a look at my carriers. What do I have left? Not a lot from the first, but let's auto strike them. And they are all fine. There's no fighters. So let's go and set the course to, hang on, let's just cancel this. I need to know that I'm doing the right one. That's one of those. That's down there. There. So this one, 2 CVs at 742. It's a bit dated, but there was this third. No. It's that. Ooh. All right, that one at 300. Okay. So select all, and let's choose the sighting, and we will choose the untimed sighting because it's slightly more recent than the 742, but it definitely seems to be up that way. And we'll go for an immediate, as soon as you possibly can, lads, launch. And then let's go to Fluke 2. Actually, I'll take the squadron filter down and auto strike that. And also launch that against the same target. Okay. And yeah, they're small, but hopefully that will still do some. Cover the bases. Let's go back to the log. Another report, untimed. Another report. I'm just going to get rid of some of these old ones so we can see more clearly. So the strikes, what's the time now? 9:02. So the strikes seem to be coming back, although I would have expected from the time it said that strikes would be happening that there should be some more arriving, and there's some more arriving. So 5 torpedo bombers against a carrier. And here they come from Passaval. Readying strike from Stavanger. Good, good. Any of those coming in would be great. Right, do I want to adjust the final strike? Select yes. Select no to keep the target location. So there are no recenty reports. If I go to, I can't go to reports, but they're all there. There's only a few of them, so I'm going to say yes, just to see if they can find anything there. Oh, sorry, do I want to? No. So more action going on. I'm going to say yes and bring it down to here. There may be nothing up there, but they were only small amounts of aircraft, so I'm not too bothered. There's more. And importantly, we've been hitting them. They don't seem to know where we are. Let's just zoom in a bit more. And more going. Good luck. And some more. Dive bombing. Ship hit with another missile. Oof. I mean, and another missile. And another missile. And another 4. I don't know if, I mean, because there were 4 missiles, and then there's another message saying 4 missiles. Whether that's 8 missiles or they're just repeating the error message because it's so much fun, I'm not sure. But yes, wow. I mean, you've got to think that that's done something. So yes. So it's a little later than I expected. So let's just okay that. And now is a good time to halt this part 1 of this battle, end on a high, because apparently I have to go to work and everything like that. So I will see you next time for hopefully the culmination of this battle. Sadly, I will lose all of this reporting stuff, but hopefully we'll pick that up again soon. So thanks very much for watching. Cross fingers, this is the big one. This could turn the unrest back down to a happy population. Bye for now.